So the last question relating to the present series of question answers relating to law property is question number 10, and that is what is the mode of election as provided under section 35, that we will discuss. So the very section under Transfer of Property Act 1882 provides the mode of election as per section 35, where a person professes to transfer property which he has no right to transfer, and as part of the same transaction confers any benefit on the owner of the property, such owner must elect either to confirm such transfer or to dissent from it, and in the latter case he shall relinquish the benefit so conferred, and the benefit so relinquished shall revert to the transferor or his representative as if it had not been disposed of, subject nevertheless where the transfer is gratuitous and the transferor has before the election died or otherwise become incapable of making a fresh transfer, and in all cases where the transfer is for consideration to the charge of making good to the disappointed transferee the amount or value of the property attempted to be transferred to him. And this is all the provisions as we found under section 35 regarding mode of election under the Transfer of Property Act 1882. And now we'll discuss one important illustration relating to section 35, and that is the farm of Sultanpur is the property of C and worth Rs 800. A. By an instrument of gift professes to transfer it to B, giving by the same instrument Rs 1000 to C. C elect to retain the farm. He forfeits the gift of Rs 1000. In the same case, A dies before election. His representatives must out of the Rs 1000 pay Rs 800 to P. So this is an appropriate illustration relating to this provision. The rule is in the first paragraph of this section applies whether the transferor does or does not believe that which he professes to transfer to be his own. A person taking no benefit directly under a transaction may in another dissent therefrom. So now we'll go to the very exceptions that we found. So the exception to the last preceding four rules that we found here where a particular benefit is expressed to be conferred on the owner of the property which the transferor professes to transfer, and such benefit is expressed to be in lieu of that property. If such owner claims the property, he must relinquish any other benefit conferred upon him by the same transaction. Acceptance of the benefit by the person on whom it is conferred constitutes an election by him to confirm the transfer. if he is aware of his duty to elect and of those circumstances which would influence the judgment of a reasonable man in making an election, or if he waives inquiry into the circumstances, such knowledge or waiver shall, in the absence of evidence to the contrary, be presumed if the person on whom the benefit has been conferred has enjoyed it for 2 years without doing any act to express dissent. Such knowledge or waiver may be inferred from any act of his which renders it impossible to place the persons interested in the property professed to be transferred in the same condition as if such act had not been done. In the case of disability, the election shall be postponed until the disability ceases or until the election is made by some competent authority. So, the very question, that is, what is the mode of election as provided under section 35 of the TP Act of 1882, we discuss the relevant provisions relating to mode of election, and in that context we discussed one important illustration. So also those exceptions we found in regards to the provisions of these sections as regarding benefit expressly conferred on the owner of the property and acceptance of the benefit, and such knowledge or waiver in absence of evidence to the contrary, such knowledge or waiver from the very act of the transferor. Also, in the case of disability, the election shall be postponed until the disability ceases or until the election is made by some competent authority. So, this should be the correct and appropriate answer relating to the question, what is the mode of election, as we found under section 35 of the Transfer of Property Act 1882. So, in this particular series relating to law property, we have discussed 10 number of questions with their respective answers with important leading cases, illustrations, exceptions, etc. So, in our next upcoming series on law property, we would like to discuss other relevant sections which are important in the context of examination as relating to either 5-year or 3-year LLB exam or any other exams where it is suggested to follow the law property. So, in our next upcoming series relating to law property, we'll discuss another 10 important questions with relevant answers that already we have selected and framed. So, until that, we would have to wait for the next question answer series on law property.